Hey, folks, and welcome back to Prospects Live. We are, of course, still in the thick of it, covering for the 2026 MLB Draft. And joining us today for an interview, us being myself and my dear friend and teammate Jake Bargery, it is going to be the number 84 prep prospect in the country for the 2026 draft, as ranked by your Prospects Live draft team. It is our new friend, your new friend, David Hinojosa. David, thanks so much for joining us, man.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys.
It's such a treat to have you here. And I know Jake and I have actually been talking quite a bit about you over the last couple of weeks, trying to figure out where the right placement is for you. And man, I got to tell you, you've been shooting up the boards, shooting up people's interest list. We've seen so much good stuff, and it's going to be an exciting year for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Hey, we're looking forward to learning a little bit more about you. And David, I got to tell you, whenever we interview people, I always like to ease them into it nice and easy with some goofy questions, maybe to lighten the tension a little bit. So I got some icebreakers for you.
Yeah.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
I would say super speed because there's just so much you can do with that. I mean, like,
Okay.
one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid was Flash. So like seeing like all the kind of things you got to do with that, like even with super speed, like you could like use that speed to like go through things and stuff, like just like all that. Like it's like really cool to me. So like it'd be like really crazy if like I could have that. Yeah.
I bet also, I mean, theoretically, you could speed up the particles in your
Yeah.
arm. I mean,
That'd definitely be
200 mile per
definitely
hour
be something in
fastball.
there. Yeah. That could definitely help me a little bit, maybe.
You don't need too much help. We'll get to that in a
Yeah.
minute. Man, I'm curious, what's the best walk up or warm up song you've ever used and why?
I would say the best walkout song I've ever used was Yo Voy by Daddy Yankee. So like I kind of the vibe I get from that song is when I came in the chip last year I closed it out and it was like bases loaded situation, 1 run game, and kind of just like that was like the perfect song for that moment. Like it was a under the lights championship, like it's games on the line. There were a lot of people in the stand, so like I just feel like that kind of like set the tone for me. It kind of got me going, got my blood going. And yeah.
That's insane. Like I can't imagine, like you said, that kind of lights on bright situation, and you got that music going, the Daddy Yankees hitting, and you're just ready to go out there and dominate. That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, man. Biggest icon in terms of who's the bigger icon for your hometown of Corona? I'm curious. Louis Armstrong or Martin Scorsese? Who would you say is the bigger icon?
I don't know much about both, but I do know a lot more about Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
I've heard about him a lot more. Also, I live right near this school called Louis Armstrong as well,
Yeah.
dedicated to him. So that's how I've heard him before. I know also a little bit about his music from elementary school. So
That's awesome, man. That's really
yeah.
cool. I'm curious just more about your life. Talking to some folks about you, I heard that your mom, has had such a big influence on you as a person. I'm curious, can you talk about the influence that she's had on you in your life?
Well, yeah, I would say that my mom is probably the most involved out of everyone in my life. As a good in the best way possible. I feel like all my friends know who my mom is. So like for example, like I call my mom mommy as like it's like kind of like a Spanish kind of thing. So everybody knows, everybody asks me about like, oh, like how's mommy, stuff like that, like, you know, like they call it because they always know that I'm always talking to her, I'm always on the phone with her. And also like sometimes I would say that she's a little overprotective, but that's just shows like how much she cares for me. And she makes a lot of sacrifices that I've seen myself that not a lot of people are willing to make for their kids, which is huge on my part. And yeah, I'm just grateful for her in every way possible.
That's amazing, man. Shout out to mommy at home. That's
Yeah,
so amazing. You're blessed to have a mother like that, and I know that
yeah,
she's
most
blessed to have
definitely.
you too, buddy. Let's talk about school. What's the toughest class you're taking right now?
I would say there's My classes right now are actually really good, really easygoing because of my second semester senior. So I kind of like got all the hard stuff out of the way. There was this one class in last semester this year. It was forensic science, and it was a pretty hard class. There was a lot of things where it's not like a traditional math class where like they teach you how to do the math, you go do it. Forensics is kind of the class where like the teacher she couldn't really help you as much because you kind of had to learn through just going for it like hands on, and like that's not as easy as it looks when you're trying to like solve a crime scene and trying to like evaluate like evidence like on a test. Like it gets a little challenging, but like it's a very different kind of class. Like we got things to do, things such as like making like our own blood, like making replica of blood with like other things like the other like materials they gave us. So it's like a pretty unique one, but I would say it was pretty hard too.
Polyprep is insane. I took a couple of forensics classes in college just with my wife as like an elective. The fact you're doing that in high school is insane, dude. Very
Yeah,
cool class.
yeah,
Uh, so you've mentioned it. You're getting a lot of eyes. We've talked about how a lot of my eyes from the baseball world are on you, but you are a senior in high school.
yeah.
Obviously, getting ready for your season and stuff. I'm curious, what's something that people who have not experienced what you're going through, the draft hype, college hype, recruiting, what's something that we may not know about or think about that's affecting you every day?
Um, I would say a big thing is just like it's really hard to just keep going
Sure.
and stay motivated. I would say for me, I'm always motivated. I'm really good with that. But just understanding that the days that you really don't feel like doing anything, that's kind of the day that you really have to go out. That's kind of those are the days that determine like who you are on the mound when you're like in the seventh inning. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you're tired. So I feel like that whole thing it's easier now a lot more than it was last year because junior year I had to balance a lot of schoolwork.
Sure.
And it was I still and what's crazy is I still didn't get as much schoolwork as people that were really going for like academics
Yeah.
in college. So that's a huge thing that like was like an eye opener to me. Is like, all right, like I really need to learn how to manage my time.
Sure.
And that was a struggle. But as I went throughout junior year, I kind of matured a lot more than I have like in my whole life. So whether I go to the draft or whether I go to Vanderbilt, I feel like I'm gonna do a lot better with managing my time already as
Sure.
a 18-year-old. So yeah,
That's a tough one for people my age and Jake's
yeah,
age. Like time management is critical, and so it's cool that you're learning that lesson already.
yeah.
Let's shift to baseball really quick, though. Uh, your fastball is a pitch that gets a lot of attention, and I'd say justifiably so. I know you were up to 96 at the Super 60. That's dope. I think was that a PR for you?
I've been up to 97 before this
Okay.
year. So, but it was a really good number for that day because I wasn't really like feeling like too as loose as possible because I all the workouts kind of like stepped up to that moment. So I wasn't on deload, so I was pretty tight. But after like I stretched and stuff, obviously I felt good enough to hit that number. But yeah, that was a good number, and I like the way that my pitches came out of my hand that day. So that was successful.
That's really awesome, man. So that the velocity development, like you said, you've been up to 97 previously. That I know that you were sitting low 90s for a minute, and now just last couple of weekends ago, 96. What's the velocity development been like on that pitch, and what are you doing to improve that?
The biggest thing for me has been gaining weight. So like gaining good weight too. So I remember I gained about 10 pounds 2 summers ago. And I was stronger, I was moving more weight, but it just made me slower down the mound, and that was an issue. So
Hmm.
I had to kind of lose that weight and kind of regain and rebuild that muscle, which is what I've been doing right now. So with that new meal program that I got from my training facility, it just focuses on me trying to get a lot bigger, but still staying fast, still staying athletic down the mound, making sure we're not moving slower in any way. Um, and yeah, and the stronger you get, the easier this game is. I've learned that really quickly. So just like also the workouts too, if you just follow the program, it kind of just like is tailored to me too. So I'm not overloading my body. If you overload your body, then that's another thing. So making sure like you just like stay on top of that and at the same time like trust kind of what you're doing. Don't try to do too much. Really like not overloading your body is huge.
That's awesome. Can't hear you, Jake.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
It's all good, man. Take your time. Not yet. No, not yet.
Has he unmuted and muted already? Or?
I think. Hey, check if there's like a button on your mic, Jake, that you might have mashed. That's like the mute or unmute. Try that.
Okay, how's this?
That's
There
good.
we go. Yeah.
We can
Okay,
hear you.
we're good. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
go-
really sorry. I didn't.
You're good, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was probably just adjusting my mic and hit the mute button.
It's all good, buddy.
All right. All right, so we're good. All good here.
Yeah.
We're good, man.
Okay. All right. So I got a couple. I had a couple questions for you. So I'm up here in the like the Eastern PA area. So I've been tracking your development a little bit. I guess I saw you back in early spring 2024 at the Trenton Thunder ballpark. I think that was probably your sophomore season. And you kind of alluded to it a little bit already with the last question, but I've gotten to see you develop both physically as a pitcher. Just kind of what, or I guess you could say, who do you credit the most to your development aside from just your crazy work ethic that's clearly at another level?
Yeah. I would say that Francisco Grisecki, he's my trainer. He's kind of the boss at EP4. He's built that program over about 10 years now. So he really started from the bottom too. So I met him about 6 years ago, and we started out in a park in Harlem River Park where he would have like a really sizable van with all his weights in there and all the portable benches and squat racks. So like we would have to take the weights out of the van every single day in the summer, and then we would kind of like share the field of like all like the soccer people and stuff like that. And then at the same time, like it wasn't like the greatest place. There was a lot of crazy stuff going around us, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. We got a lot of laughs out of that. So like, that experience too, just like it was fun to have, but it just like really, it's really great to see like how much it's grown over the years. And now like he gets his own facility, like that's even made me better as well. So he's been really crucial to my development, especially on the body side. So he kind of like makes sure that my program is kind of like updated, tailored to me. So he kind of tracks what's working, what's not working. He changes it right away. He's really good at that. And yeah, that's kind of like his philosophy. It's you got to get really good mass to throw exactly how hard you want to throw. So that's like a big thing for him. And he definitely isn't too happy when I come in and I miss weight, for sure. So yeah.
Oh man, it sounds like you got a good one there.
Yeah.
Let me get to your high school coach, Coach Matt Roventini. He's a really very highly decorated and well regarded coach up here, not in just New York, but like the entire Northeast area. Just curious, what's your relationship like with Coach Roventini, and how has he helped shape you into the player you are today?
Yeah, so I feel like the relationship I had with Roves, we call him Roves, everybody on the team calls him Roves. Um, the relationship I have with Roves is just I don't think I'll have that relationship with not even like a coach at the next level. Like he's um he's very, I would say, chill, but in a different kind of way. Like he asserts dominance when he needs to. He's a very powerful figure on campus. So he definitely gains a lot of respect. Like we don't like kind of mess around when he's around, but at the same time he's one of those guys that like he genuinely cares for his players, and you can see that. And he knows his stuff. He actually helped me be a better pitcher in a different way as well, such as running, like holding on guys, pick off moves, like understanding like signs and stuff like that. Like those were things as a freshman I came in, I was kind of like, wow, like I didn't even think that like I needed this until guys are running all over me and there's plays being called and I can't execute them, you know? So that just made the game a whole lot easier for me, what he taught me. So I have to say that that credit does go to him. And he always says too, it's like, um, you guys are the smart ones. Like I didn't do anything. I'm just out here coaching. You guys are the ones getting better, you know? So yeah, I think he's a great guy, and I have a great relationship with him. And I honestly wouldn't have thought that I'd have a that good of a relationship with like a high school coach like that. So
Yeah, no, it's awesome to hear that. Not I would assume not everyone has as good of a relationship that you're mentioning with your coach, and I've heard a lot of good things about him. So I'm glad you got
yeah,
to give him his flowers a little bit there. Um, but going back to the Super 60 real quick. I have one more, and then I'll bounce it back to Drew. Um, I know you're no stranger to pitching in front of scouts and among other elite talents like there was there. I got to see you at the Ascent MLK showcase a few weeks ago.
yeah.
Um, how was it getting to perform at the Super 60 or just events in general of that magnitude in front of just all the scouts and all the media people there covering it?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's the best thing like to ever happen to me. Like as a little kid, I know for a fact that I'm like dreaming of this scenario, you know? I never thought I'd get there. Like I was always pretty good as a kid, but I would never think that the work that I did kind of paid off to the point where I am today. So every time like I get in front of a crowd like that, or even like when I throw at all in a game, like I make sure to like take a moment, bow my head, I pray to God first, and then after that, I kind of just like think about like, wow, like this is surreal. Like I never thought I'd be in this moment. Like let me take advantage of it. Um, but yeah, and then from there, once I get like that like calming start to it, then it's like, all right, like faces are blurring. Like I don't care who the hitter is. Like I'm going right after him. Like all these guys that I see in the stands, like I don't really see them when I'm pitching, but once I get the ball back and if I look up there, all I see is a whole bunch of dollar signs, a whole bunch of opportunities. Like there's no way I'm failing in front of these people. Like I know who I am. So it's really it's great every time. I feel great when I'm in situations like that.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a situation where you really don't know how it's going to be until you're actually in it. But that's awesome stuff. I'm glad to hear that. And you really put on a good show at Super 60. You know, we had some guys there, and I got to see obviously the numbers and the videos that came out on social media and everything. Just what do you think worked for you that weekend? What do you think kind of clicked for you there?
Well, just like what always like kind of has everything clicking is my mental cues. I feel like that's really important for me. So things as simple as holding my head still, make sure I'm staying closed long enough, um, and making sure I stay loose and don't tighten up. That those are my three like big things for me. And it's really simple. It keeps the game really simple, and it kind of tricks my brain into strikes, making throwing strikes seem a lot easier than it actually is. So that's definitely a good thing, and I kind of use that, and also like making sure that I go in like mentally prepared. I don't really think about anything but just like throwing the ball. I feel like very blank out there. A blank paper is what you would see if you look into my head. That's always the best way to go out for me. So yeah.
Awesome.
So I love that kind of a metaphor. You know, you just clear your mind and go. Don't think about it. Do it. That's awesome. David, do you have a ball close to you by chance?
I should actually, yes.
I thank you. I appreciate you grabbing one. I'm curious because that's awesome, man. A lot of people talk about your breaking balls, and I'm curious if you could break it down. I've seen people say it's one breaking ball, but I've seen it also broken down into a curve and a slider. I'm under the impression it's both a curveball and a slider. And you're nodding your head. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that I can follow that much at least.
Yeah.
Do you care to show us the grips on those two pitches and then tell us maybe when you're liking to use those in counts right now?
Yeah. So actually I have two types of sliders. One is kind of the sweeper slurve action where it's more of like a 0-2 strikeout pitch where I know for a fact this guy is like uncomfortable at the plate. He doesn't know what's going on. But at the same time, it's 0-2, 1-2. Like I'm not just gonna give him a fastball in the zone. I want to make sure that I throw something that I know he's not gonna hit. So that's kind of like that big breaking ball that's usually gonna get hitters to bite. And that's when I would use that in that situation. And then the other one would be like the tight slider where instead of that breaking ball is going to be about 78 to 80, it's going to be about 80 to 83. And it's going to be like that early breaking ball that's kind of tight and is uncomfortable to the hitter when I throw it inside for first strike. So those are the two breaking balls I have. And the interesting thing about them is I just manipulate the way that it comes off my hand. They have the same grip.
Okay.
So with the tight slider, I actually try to think a lot more 12-6, hard spinning down, like almost like a fastball action, just spinning down tight, and starting it at the hitter's shoulder, and it usually comes into the plate really nicely. And for the sweeper, I instead of kind of 12-6 actioning my pronation, I use kind of like that frisbee kind of effect where I glide it more across from the side when I release it.
Right.
So there that kind of gives it more of a rotation where it's gonna die a lot later, and it is also gonna move a lot more, and it's gonna be more deceptive for a guy who's kind of sitting fastball and is uncomfortable. He's not seeing the ball well.
Absolutely. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I like the way you were describing that kind of the sweeper, the slurve pitch, the one you were just talking about there is certainly a pitch you're looking to get whiffs with. I think that's a really good approach, especially off of the fastball that we talked about just a minute ago. And, you know, that's probably, roughly 15 miles per hour of velocity separation on those two pitches. And with that bite, that kind of late snap at the end, that's going to be quite a pitch to watch develop no matter where you're at the next level. I love that. You talked about them earlier, talked about EP4. I know that you've been training there. You talked a lot about them and how that work has benefited you. You were very complimentary of your coach there, complimentary of your coach at Poly Prep with Coach Roventini, Coach Roves. A lot of stuff going into this spring. What are your expectations for your spring with Poly Prep? High school baseball, what are your expectations?
Honestly, I feel like we're going to have a great year as a team in general. So we lost a lot of seniors last year, and the team was looking everybody kind of was doubting the team for a little bit at the really beginning of the year. And then guys just really stepped up and just genuinely got better during the off season. And our team is looking really good right now. Like I feel like we're a lot hungrier than last year because we have something to prove. And all those guys leaving us just kind of made the guys who are going to step up a lot stronger. And I just can see as a team that we want to win a lot more than any other team wants to win. So I feel like that's gonna be fun. The energy's fun. It's great. This is the most fun I've had out of my 4 years on a team, and we haven't even played baseball yet. So
Ooh, that's good.
that's definitely going to be something. It's going to be a hell of a season,
Sounds
and
good.
also just the opportunity I get this season to pitch in front of all these scouts. I mean, it's once in a lifetime. It's never going to happen again, and you could think of it as in like these scouts are going to come to every single one of my games. Like this is nerve wracking, or you could be like, I'm the only one who gets to do this out of like maybe 1 to 3 kids in the country. I mean, in the state. So,
Man.
it's definitely a blessing for sure, and I definitely don't take it for granted. And it's a little nerve wracking sometimes. Sometimes it gets you, but it's whatever. It's been the same game that I've been playing since I was 3. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, the adversity of some of your leaders leaving last year, kind of, you can kind of choose how that affects you. You can either look down on it and think, what are we going to do because our guys left, or you can decide to step up, and it seems like you guys are on the right track there.
no, yeah, definitely.
But so transitioning a little bit to Vanderbilt, me and Drew, we talk a lot about college baseball, so I'm always interested to know just kind of the recruiting process that you went through with Vanderbilt. Sort of just kind of what won you over about them, and I'm sure you were considering a lot of other schools as well. Just what did Vanderbilt do to get the upper hand on all the other places?
So, when I first pitched at area coach my first time, I made that team my summer sophomore year, and it was by far the biggest crowd I pitched in front of, like for the first time ever. So that was a little nerve wracking for about 5 seconds until I got on the mound. Everything kind of quieted down and calmed down. Um, and I did really well. I come to the dugout and I see on my phone it's Vanderbilt texting me, and I was like, "Wow, like already? Like okay, I didn't know this works like this." And then other schools started trickling in, like Miami, who I've talked to before, UNC, those schools started talking to me, and I kind of did my homework a little bit, and I do remember in 8th grade, I was sitting in 8th grade just watching like a random college baseball game because I didn't know much about it, and Vandy just kept coming up, and I was like, oh, like this is like one of the best schools. Like it was kind of a full circle moment that I was on the phone with Vanderbilt, and I was thinking of that. I was like, wow, like who would have thought that like this is me now, you know? So that's surreal. And when I went down on my visit, it was just like it just felt like home, honestly. And it felt very similar to my lifestyle right now. So that's obviously a good thing because it's just everything's been working for me right now, how my life is. So I feel like why would you switch that up? I feel like this is the perfect environment for me to get better. Perfect environment for me to educate myself. I mean, Vanderbilt's like one of the best schools in the country. So no doubt that went into consideration too. And just the coaches, their history, the amount of knowledge they have is it's insane. So the history of success from there, especially pitching wise, was borderline overwhelming. So I feel like there's no reason why that wasn't the place for me. And me and my family kind of made that decision after the visit.
Good old Nashville, Tennessee. Um, so Coach Corbin, obviously a legendary coach in college baseball. I'm just curious, what's the communication been like with Coach Corbin, Coach Brown? What have they given you anything they specifically, want you to work on, or what they're, eager to work on with you if and when you get to campus?
Yeah, so our my connection with the coaches is actually a lot better than I thought. They actually reach out a good amount. So Brownie, the head pitching coach over there, he texts me a lot. And so does JM Morris. He's one of the recruiting coordinators. So those guys text me a lot, just checking in, and like it's like it means a lot because like even though they're in the season, they got their whole team. Like they're still thinking about me. So that's definitely good things. And then just how accessible Corbin is. Like he's like this big figure, but then I get a call from him like once in a while. I always text him and he'll answer me. Like, he's a normal guy and he's really accessible to me. And that's kind of blows my mind at first. So like one time I was in the weight room and I just had a question about something and I sent him a message, and as I'm texting like my boy, he's like over my shoulder, he's like, dude, are you just like texting like Corbin right now? Like, are you serious? Like, so it was like, yeah, like he's cool,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. I'm so happy to hear that the coaches have been not only accessible but very personable with you. And honestly, it warms my heart to hear you say, "Man, the state of Tennessee just feels like home." Can't think of. Obviously. I'm from Tennessee. Jake's from Tennessee. We love to hear you say it.
Yeah,
Looking beyond that, though, maybe a lot of teams are scouting you, man, for the draft this summer. I guess the first thing would be, what does that feel like? But then, second, how would you describe interactions with teams or with scouts so far, knowing that they're kind of holding your dreams of pitching in the major leagues in their hands?
Yeah, so definitely when you say it, it sounds like very like tense, I would say. But I would say I've done a good job to just like create like a relationship with almost every scout. So all the teams that have been interested in me, they've made meetings and the meetings have gone well. They've all went smoothly. We just two guys talking baseball, So it's that's kind of the approach I take. And a lot of guys, like it's a lot of meetings. It does get tiring. Sometimes it gets repetitive, but the way I think of it is like how many guys are gonna go to school, go to practice, come home and meet with the Mets, meet with the Braves, like that's not everybody. So definitely like feel blessed for that. And it's unreal. Like even my dad in the meetings, when they ask him, like, what do you think about your son? Like, just tell me about him. He goes, well, I never thought he'd be in this position. It's just like I always knew he was good, but I never thought he was going to be this good. I'm like, all right, thanks.
Thanks, Dad.
But yeah, he's my number one supporter though. He's just tough like that. But yeah, and yeah, it's honestly really a lot more easygoing than I thought it would be. And at the end of the day, if I know that I do what I can do, I know that I'm not really going to give them a reason to be like, we don't want that kid.
Right.
So that's definitely a big factor into that. But it's cool. It's not something that everybody gets to do. So I definitely enjoy it.
You got a great mindset on it, buddy. Glad to hear that. And
Yeah.
you have a great support system, it sounds like, too. Couple of quick things, David, to wrap up. I've got some this or that questions really quick, just to help us get to know you a little more beyond the game, maybe. Would you rather have a strikeout swinging or a strikeout looking?
Strikeout swinging for sure. I feel like if I struck out swinging, it feels a lot better than just sitting there and waiting for the umpire to ring you up, just hoping, just for that slight chance that it's a ball somehow, and then it's like, no, back to reality. You sit down, you know. As a hitter before, that was one of the worst feelings. I rarely ended up striking out looking, but when I did, it really hurt. Like that really like made my blood boil. So I really didn't like that. Yeah.
How about breakfast or dinner?
I would say breakfast food is really good. Like a good, like I know I'm from New York, so like bacon, egg, and cheese is really good. Just anything with like eggs in general. I also really like pancakes. Pancakes are really good. Like Cracker Barrel pancakes, I would take over literally anything. Um, And yeah, French toast, like it just keeps going. It's probably not as healthy, but it's definitely going to get me to the weight I need to get to. And it's insanely good. So I would definitely take breakfast.
I love it. In terms of your pregame playlist, do you prefer hype or chill?
I would say when I'm stretching, I prefer chill, just to like get like very like in touch with my body. I feel like I'm very like a feel my body out kind of guy.
Sure.
So I'm stretching my body, I'm kind of chill. And then after that, it's like a complete switch. It's like, like I'm ready to go kind of music. Like I hope I hope you're not in that box today, kind of mindset, because it's gonna be bad. Like I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna throw 100 on the corners. That's kind of what I have to think about, and like the music that I put on myself is like that's my mindset. So yeah.
I need an example of the chill side, like just any one song on the chill side, and I need an example of the hype side.
I would say like a good song to stretch with is 10% by Kaytranada. I feel like that'd be like a good song where it's kind of just like good vibes. Like you can just close your eyes and roll out your body, and you'll be really chill, really easygoing, and kind of just like getting that blank paper mindset right away.
Mhm.
Um, and you really feel light on your shoulders. You feel loose. You're not thinking of anything. And then from that, and go to a song like I would say like a song like Grace by Lil Baby. It's like um it's just a complete switch, because he just comes in and he starts going. Like he just starts going and going and going, and like progressively, gets up there, and then it's like, all right, like I'm hyped, like I'm ready to go. Like,
I'm ready to go.
yeah.
All right. In terms of your cleats, do you prefer flashy or classic?
I definitely prefer flashy.
Okay.
So I have actually the last three pairs of cleats I had, they were either bright red, bright green, and then I have some really bright like blue ones for this year. So I don't know. I feel like I'm already drawing all the attention. Might as well look good, like um
That's
I'm the
awesome.
pitcher, like everybody's gonna look at me. I have the ball, so might as well look good out there. Like, I like being a little flashy, not too much though. I don't want to go too many colors. Just like something that'll like make me pop out, like that I feel good about. Like this is me. Um, and yeah, that's kind of like what I think about that. It's just like looks pretty cool.
That's a that's a good segue into my last this or that question for you, actually. Who has more swag, David Hinojosa or Miguel Sime Jr.?
Come on, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. Maybe outside of baseball, since he got that nice little contract, maybe he could get some
Eh,
nicer stuff right now,
eh.
right? But realistically, on the field, I'm too swaggy. I get asked if I'm a shortstop all the time.
Ooh,
So
I had to give you the opportunity to dunk on Miguel once in the interview, at least once. Definitely. I set the pass. You're the one that dunked it. That's all.
no, yeah, but yeah, I feel like there's nobody that really beats me like pitching wise and swag. It's like it's pretty hard to have swag as a pitcher, so I feel like I got it. And it's feel like really it's a lot more subtle. So it's not like too much. I would say I see pitchers like doing way too much sometimes, like with the eye
Sure.
black and stuff, and it's like nah, like I'm gonna be chill, but best believe I'm gonna look good.
I love it. Last question we got for you, David. And man, it's been such a blessing to get to talk to you, buddy. I can't wait to follow you through this season, through your career. It's going to be a great one to watch. But if you could give one sentence to people watching this interview, now, whether that's fans, whether it's Vanderbilt fans of an MLB team that drafts you in 6 months, or maybe it's a team executive or a scout watching this, if you could give them one sentence to associate with David Hinojosa, what would it be?
Don't leave anything to chance for sure. Because at the end of the day, everybody has potential to be great, to do something. I believe that God gives everybody their gift, and people just need to find it. And me, I feel like I have this great potential in baseball, and I want to keep playing it for as long as possible. So if I see that potential, if I see all this, that I'm making all this noise, I know that I can really do something with it, and I have a chance to get where I want to get to. So I know for sure I'm not going to let anything go to chance, and I'm not going to just stop or not do anything to not get there, because at the end of the day, I want no excuses. I don't want to be out of baseball in a few years and say I didn't make it because I didn't do this, because I didn't do that. I didn't make it because, it has to be something that is, there's uncontrollables in there. There's just redirection in there for everybody's path, but definitely doing everything in my power to make sure I get the best chance that I could is a big thing. So I could apply that to every player of life as well.
Amen. Hey, I love it, man. Like you said, God gives you gifts, and you've got a ton of great potential. Jake, anything left for David before we let this man go?
No, man. I just, me and Drew both, we can't thank you enough for coming on here with us, and it's gonna, like he said, it's gonna be a lot of fun to get to track you this spring, and I hope to get out to see you sometime.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I had a lot of fun on here, so kind of fun just like talking about baseball, especially like this. Like like I said, not everybody gets this, so this is like a great opportunity, and I appreciate you guys.
It's a blessing for us as well, and it's a treat for us to get to talk ball with you. If you want to plug any social medias and stuff where people can follow you, man, this is a good time to do so.
Yeah, so my Instagram's right there. I kind of stay off of like TikTok and Twitter because like I just haven't gotten like really to like into it. So like I like scrolling a little bit on TikTok, but like don't post too much on there. Like it's like Instagram's kind of like my main thing. So if you guys want to go follow me over there, like definitely go check that out.
Definitely do. A good recommendation. I'm going to do it here in just a second. And want to remind you guys, of course, Prospects Live membership start as low as $7 a month for all of our draft content, including the top 100 prep players that just dropped earlier this week, featuring a gentleman who's sitting, right down there, Mr. David Hinojosa. And follow Jake at Jake Barge on Twitter. Follow me at Drew is okay. Of course, again, Prospects Live all season long. We're bringing you these great interviews with players like David. I don't know that we're going to have quite as much fun as we did with David, though. This has been a good one. And so until next time, David, thanks again, and we will see all of you at home later on. Take care.